because this part of the interview is intended to help those who want to do what you're doing, get their ideas out into the world in ways that make a difference for people. But what advice or encouragement do you have for anyone listening to help them make those desires real?
Yeah, I mean, the game has changed a fair bit, in the 30 years now since I first had my first book idea. Back then, the thing that I did that I think mattered the most, and I was writing with a good friend of mine at the time, was that, we went and found all the books in the bookstore that had all resembled ours. And then looked in the acknowledgments of those books to figure out who the agents were, and then contacted the agents to see if they would help us. And that was what eventually, landed us an agent. And then that agent, basically the very last big New York publisher that had not yet turned us down, said yes. And that was how it all got started. That tactic, I think, is still worth something, but even more than was the case before, because back then I had already gotten a sort of junior grunt job at Fortune magazine, and that credential sort of meant something. Even more so now, the major publishers at least, kind of want to know what sort of pre-existing platform you're bringing to the table. And so even if you don't have an idea for a book yet, but you think that you might, just sort of starting a collection of names and emails of, people who care about the things that you think or the things that you write is kind of a good investment in yourself and in your future, whatever it may hold.
With that, I hope you enjoy and benefit from this conversation with my new friend, Ron Lieber.